This story begins the only way it ever could have begun, with 140 acts of arson. This is Vichy Wood's face after this play. My God, Les, are your troops suffering casualties within the universe of your anecdote? You want to play baseball? Yeah. Do you want to be on a baseball team?
No.
I want to be
No.
I want to be a freelance.
I want to baseball by myself.
I want to bat every time. Oh, crab apples. We're not going to the playoffs. We're cooked.
Oh my gosh, we found the first dab. Is that the first dab?
It bordered on being an ethical question. I'm really stupid. I'm just kidding, it gets way stupider. You know Alex Rodriguez as J-Lo's husband and the guy you've seen on 37,000 different CNBC shows on mute in an airport bookstore. It's kind of hard with art like that to separate the Otis man from the Otis myth. Alright, here's an easier question. Who's your 22nd favorite active quarterback? You're absolutely right, it's Derek Carr. Heisman does agree to shorten the game. By 5 minutes. Look, Dave, it's some land.
A lot of open land.
Now, a lot of people ask, what is the Philly Fanatic? Like, what animal is the Philly Fanatic? Well, he's an asshole, that's what.
Marijauna. Let me just snap it in half just so we get some kind of clue about the tech. Oh, man, it sounds like a cricket broke its leg.
Is that guy in the starter jacket who hasn't been on base since the 1980s?
What are you doing? Get away from me, you little motherfucker. At the poker table, I play like a donkey, which is to say I make bad decisions, I have really horrible ideas, and I generally lose all my money. And that's actually a really fun thing to be, a donkey, because if you never learn anything, then even the most simple things are really fascinating. I highly recommend it. That's true in life as well. Anyway, one thing that I find fascinating about poker is that you can find out exactly which card somebody has. He sat around like, To print it, navigate your browser to the following address. Typing it incorrectly will put your computer at risk of spam. Just like a bowling ball, this is like a square block, so you can actually go bowling with it. Eat shit, Lagorce Country Club. Mike Tyson's son. First off, it was really hot. In 2016, the Cleveland Browns have this really weird problem that reminds me of a chess problem. Please don't go. Where are you going? Hey, hi, sorry, me again. I'll make this quick. I just wanted to say it. I feel a lot of connection with you right now.
Go! Fuck! Go! Shit!
I belong in Jordans like Michael Dukakis belongs in a tank. He is a football god, and a god who takes instruction from the God of the Old Testament. He is here to reduce them all to pillars of salt. He is a creator of fear and of you. He will grind your bones to make his bread. He has been paid by someone to get in a calendar fight on the internet for hours. Rance Mullinex.
Oh, I'm sorry, what did... Rants?
Rance.
Rants!
He'd get the next best thing. His name was Norb. The fates, after robbing Dave Steve blind, toss him a nickel. History is a collection of objective facts, not a chain of grocery stores. It can't simply be acquired and rebranded. Wow, he is a very Johnson. Viewer discretion advised. This game fucking sucks. Homer never made mention of DeVry, at least not as far as I can find.
Does Coke make you awesome at baseball?
No, shit. No, crab apples. He'll soon be fired after it's found out that he never went to Vietnam and he made all those stories up. But that's neither here nor there. Like maybe you could be an American weatherman who reaches up there every, so often and says like, oh, it's snowing in Calgary or whatever. I don't know. And then now kids don't even care about holograms anymore, I feel like. We also don't care about space exploration. We don't care about a lot of those things. I feel like humanity had this great ascent into just beauty and wonder and things like magic eye and holograms and space travel. And then what do you think it was? Video games? Do you think it was like the Jackass TV show? Do you think it was something else? Smartphones that made us just... the availability of porn. And basically said, fuck it, I will fight you all.
Kudai Sung is the least athlete of all time.
First, if you find a way to make money by having fun, don't pass it up ever. Dang it. I can hear the sirens of the baseball police getting closer. Let me guess. You have to have the baseball in order to throw the baseball? Such limited thinking.
Hold on.
Come on, Hawaii. If you take this Hawaii.
It is so old that it just scratches it away.
No! No! Wait, the what? Oh, shit. Yes. Also, there was a football game. Man, you know who I miss? David Palmer. Man, he was so good. What a great president.
Then
We
what?
could go 1988 and see the dinosaurs.
Will we be the age we were in 1988?
Yeah. So, I'll be 5.
I will also be 5.
Hey, 5 brothers. Are we twins? I bet we're twins, probably. And he sat around some more and went like,
Are you sure we didn't talk about that? We didn't talk about. Okay, hold on. So, basically,
hit .502 and became the god of Italian baseball. There are 1,500. Ah, dang it. He looks before him. All his teammates have fallen to the ground in resignation. He staggers to the 10, and then he joins them. Kurt, your boat looks like shit. Look at these people lined up to vote. They're not doing anything. They're just standing around doing nothing. Everyone else thinks that they are very strange. Every time you do that, though, you roll the dice. One time out of a million, one of them will be asked about any stories they want to tell after their son becomes a Super Bowl winning MVP quarterback. Tough shit there, buddy. Stick to taking cows on weird field trips. They don't care. Now that was a really basic example, but there are players out there who can do this on a level that, to people like me, is absolutely terrifying. If we can't make one right turn, 3 left turns will send us in the same direction. I'm John Boyce.
I'm Cajun Mutant Gambit.
Welcome to Seinfeld. Sacrilegious parlor games, such as the NFL Draft. And nothing will move nearly as many tickets as Michael Jordan's Charlotte Bobcats shooting guard. 28-3. No one can come back from a score like that, least of all an aging quarterback. As for that well, it was a well. Sometimes a weak expression of pity is the deepest act of cruelty. Anyone who's played Rainbow Six knows how this works. After stealthily moving through the map and winning the round, he talks shit in the chat and compares his rival bidder to Saddam Hussein. There's that name again. He's also the kind of man who will tell you that the World War II internment of Japanese Americans was cool, and call you a commie SOB if you don't agree with him. To virtually experience the magical land known as the United States, where he has lived his entire life and also is currently located. Give me your wallet, motherfucker. This team was delivered to us through arson, political strong-arming, poopy toilets, a lawsuit, and a missing person. They don't want him to give away their hiding spot, so they throw him back over the fence. Tango down! There are multiple baseball teams named after different colors of socks. Ah, dang it. I mean, this is probably number 2 on the list. Number 1 is everything that happened in The Last Boy Scout. In fact, I think Carl Eller and Jim Marshall spent the following decade secretly scanning the depths of the Atlantic in their second-hand submarine. I have absolutely no evidence to support this, I just choose to believe it, that's all. In the same way we can award a blue ribbon to a supernova. This guy's look at that, he's in the middle of suffering nerve damage.
Yes.
He's unscrewing his head like a Tylenol bottle. Third, unless you've submitted your Q83 form, it's probably too late. I gotta go get some more grapes. Mike ran out of grapes, so he's having to give out cookies instead. That's no good. I forgot my own motto. Never try anything that is difficult. We are experiencing the terror of reading the diaries of the last days of a doomed expedition. They were so far off course, and they didn't even know it. Ah, dang it. And the third Olympic marathon happened here, right outside this Cheesecake Factory. The entire Seattle Mariners outfield was vomiting at the same time. Jay Buhner had just executed the triple blurp in the middle of a baseball game. He could eat an ice cream cone without taking off his helmet. You cannot get any more base running pitcher than that. At the end of each stage, you're treated to a black and white bitmap that probably took up half the memory in the cartridge of Glanville looking very, very cool. Because the fucking roof caves in. Second, it's not like you're working that hard because you're watching YouTube at work right now. Better to have died a small boy than to fumble this football. You know what we always say around here. Who cares? You. Ah, dang it. Wins above replacement, or WAR for short. Has it enhanced our enjoyment of the game of baseball?
It's actually a really interesting series of calculations that blah blah blah, I don't give a shit. I just want to look at some shit and jam some Rafferty. Sound good to y'all? Okay, cool, let's do it.
If you're in the second camp, you're an asshole. Okay, that is a guy eating a donut. We don't have any photos, sorry. Never mind what I said. This is way more important than that.
This sweater is amazing!
And then he feeds him some egg white. And then he feeds him rat poison. It's not as though Fran Tarkenton and Randy Moss are running around out there out of a misdirected impulse to fight the Kaiser. Corey Maggette is hurt. And Gerald Henderson is hurt, and Boris Diaw is French. And getting sacked somewhere around second base stopped being funny after a while. And so was their coach. His name was John Heisman. Plus the electoral stuff, so who cares? And plus all of the government problems with the money debt. Bob Walk? More like Bob Walk.
Babwalk? Are you chicken?
You're too busy doodling cartoon hearts and gawking at sandcastles and trying to sell me a sweatshirt. We don't need a sweatshirt. You're in San Diego and I'm in hell. You get an Enterprise Rent-A-Car employee and you ask her to work the next day at Hertz. She's not going to be able to do it. $100,000? Ah, dang it. I'm going to go with, Tagnane was chased about a mile off course by a couple of wild dogs. He finished 9th.
I'm putting my head in the sand. I refuse to make a 20-minute ad for cocaine.
This sucks. Mel with this. Let's go to Disney World. All his furniture is piled up in the bathroom. He turns to look at the toilet. The toilet is full of Jell-O. Or perhaps we'll see it in the poetry of suffering. Perhaps the Cleveland Browns have already found it. I make a noise that sounds something like, you know what I mean? It's not for no reason. Sports writers are useless. Like, we are useless. DeVry got a basketball ball team. Before trashing the joint until the entire racist building falls down. Debbie's Corpse, your favorite song is the music from SimCity 2000? Debbie's Corpse, you are such a nerd corpse. Given everything you said, I was going to take like 10 pounds of strychnine, and after talking to you, I actually don't even think I'm going to take any strychnine. What, are you worried that people are going to laugh at you? First of all, that doesn't sound like the Mike I know. Second of all, look, you built a 3-18 team. Everybody is laughing at you already. Well, listen, you've got to occupy yourself with something, and that something cannot be baseball. Because baseball is really boring.
As I leave, believe I'm starving, but when I come back, boy, I'm coming straight out of Compton.
No, 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 nope, 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 yes, no, 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 no.
No, 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 nope, 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 nope.
No. 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 Nope. Nope. No. Oh, what form is that? What am I doing? Computer. Generate normal guy. Suge Knight. Yeah. There he is. Defensive end. 1987 Rams. Suge Knight. Hi.
Hi.
He's Kirk Cousins.
I'm Kirk Cousins.
Filling it out incorrectly exposes you to federal prosecution. Once completed, you must submit it in person at the Municipal Department of Registrars. It is a very large building that is very difficult to navigate. If you ask people for help, they will not know what you are talking about. It will be obvious to them that you are lost and confused, and once you leave, they will all talk about you as though you are stupid.
They will all see you.
I'm gonna eat this gum. I'm gonna spit out this gum. Morris trips and falls over a teammate at his own 20. Folks, it's been brought to my attention that we have ourselves a goody two-shoes on board with us today. If you want to give him a round of applause when you see him. Thank you for your service, sir. eliminate off the field dang it. The Hornets drafted Anthony Davis, but he never played for the Hornets because the Hornets didn't draft Anthony Davis. The Hornets did. To recap, a Boston Marathon champion quits this race after a few blocks. A mailman from Cuba in a beret and long johns who had never run a professional race and wasn't even invited and took a nap in the middle of the marathon finished fourth. But there is a reason, just one reason, for Browns fans to take heart. I'm just kidding. There were presidents who had known him. He even wrote a book. It was called Presidents Who Have Known Me. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, cat, dog, hunt. Okay, there we go. If you have small children in the room, make sure they pay very close attention to what we're about to hear. Alex, what the fuck was that? Nothing good.
The mascot was a dealer.
A gallon of loose blood was just in his abdomen. And his morale is destroyed. You really can't overstate the value of a Kroger Plus card. When you have a Kroger Plus card, it's like every day's a sale. For now, it's ceremonial. It will soon hold tactical importance.
He'd have the worst, most useless cards ever, but he'd raise with them anyway, and he'd just keep on raising and taking pots and re-raising and taking blinds until he just cleaned everybody out.
Ah, dang it.
People will think you are strange.
Mr. John told me doing coke's great. I'm gonna go do coke now.
Because the aesthetics of this piece of shit are really important.
You little fucker, don't you scare me like that again. God, I love you.
Shit, I wouldn't have shot down his plane if I knew his vice president was a shitty knockoff Nixon.
Hey, look, it's a basketball. Oh. Hello. I bought you a present. Go on, open it. Why won't you open it?
Mr. Adams has not been prisoner in this lock for 17 days. I shall continue.
I'm so bored. DeVry has no historical analog. There are no ancient frescoes painted with computer-aided design. You can't call the gods on toll-free numbers. Then one keeps finishing one beer every 12 minutes, hour after hour after hour, all the way until midnight. This was an irrational, malicious act of cruelty that just happened to also technically barely be a sporting event. Think about it. I'm John Bois.
You know, sometimes people ask me, John, why are you such a piece of shit, and how did you get so stupid?
Ohio's a terrible state. Hey, remember Randall? This is a video about Randall. The onside kick is, check fraud. A year from now, Terminator 2 will release in theaters. This is the bat signal. You gotta put your shorts back on. You gotta get back out there, man. I know. You're 48 years old. Just give me a second. Hear me out.
Oh, man. Ah, man, y'all, he's gonna do it.
Do you see that tree? Ah! You will die there, too. Not quickly, but after an agony 100 times as long as his.
Ah, dang it. Oh, god damn it! I'd like to take this opportunity to bury the lead, which is that Jeltz later went on to become a bounty hunter, and cut to the quick. It's one of only 4 times they'll get past the line of scrimmage all day. What do? Well, if you're Steve's teammate, Danny Ainge, you could just quit, sign with the Boston Celtics, and play 14 seasons in the NBA. Sadly, not in the cards for Steve. So a friendly bystander gives him more brandy. Especially this one. He's the very worst one. Oh, crab apples. Greater Las Vegas area. Don't gamble when it comes to home remodeling. Come on down and see the experts at Custom Marble and Granite Accessories of Las Vegas. I hope you found some water. You have to have some water if you want to be champion. But the Browns' misery transcends our rational plane. How many innings did he pitch against the Royals in 1989?
Will you tell me how many games he played
Wrong.
against them?
Hours later, a replacement player, AJ Sebastianelli, orders a pizza. You know what day it is, don't you? It's your birthday, Mike! Wait, is this still going? Is this still going? Oh my god!